G'day everyone. It's been a pretty rocky year for a lot of devs out there. Lots of job losses, lots of horrible issues, and studio closures among many. There's also been quite a lot of closures and layoffs at media companies, and by media companies I mean the access media companies. Like IGN for instance, they just recently had a lot of people being laid off. Now usually, and you shouldn't really point and laugh at people's misfortune, unless you're really into schadenfreude, which a lot of people are.
Dad, do you know what schadenfreude is?
No, I do not know what schadenfreude is.
But we need to realize the true issue going on here. These studios, these people, they're not in it for the same reason as a lot of people like us. People who make videos, people who play video games, we're not the target audience to them. Their target audience is some theoretical creature that somehow will buy every game that they make regardless of quality.
Don't ask questions. Just consume product and then get excited for next product.
So what can we learn from this, and how can IGN hire better staff, hire better people, including these studios, and just start riding the ship more correctly? Personally, I believe you need to start looking at small level YouTubers. I'm not talking about the people with 1 million subs. I'm not talking about the people with 500,000 subs. I'm talking about those people that have like 100 subs here, 1,000 subs there, maybe 10,000 subs here and there. Now I know that's me. It's like, hey, look, talk to me and I'll set you right. But honestly, we're the people that don't really have anything to gain or anything to lose in these situations. And if you come up to us and honestly ask us, hey, we need you to be some sort of tester. Not beta tester, not anything like that, because we get people to pay to do that. No, we mean more of a tester of ideas. Bounce off, you know? Because if you go to us people, we'll give you much more precise data. Because right now it feels like they've completely gotten rid of test audiences. They have gotten rid of all their testing data, and if they do have testing data, it's extremely biased testing data, specifically looking to ruin the results of their data. Now this is just not what you should be doing when you want to test games and ideas and stories out there. You want to know if your target audience actually exists, and if you start manipulating the raw data to get the answers and the results that you want, it's going to always, and I mean this, always lead to bad circumstances where people lose their jobs. I think this is the biggest problem they had. There's a movie coming out real soon called Captain America New World Order. Now I'm not gonna put Marvel for making bad movies, because they make plenty of bad movies, and I'm sure they'll make plenty of good movies in the future. They made good movies in the past, they can do it again. But Captain America New World Order is quite frankly a fascinating subject to look at from the outside, because absolutely none of it went for a test audience. None of them went to a comic store in, I don't know, middle America, let's say Wyoming. None of them went there and asked, hey, we're going to make a new Captain America movie. We're going to use Red Falcon to be the Captain America. What sort of villains should they be up against? And if you said Red Hulk, well, apparently you're the target audience that Marvel really wants you to exist. Me personally, I'm like, why would Hulk ever even consider fighting a normal human? And how would that ever even be a test to its ability? Like, we had Hulk comics like that in the past, where Hulk went up against the army, and they were good stuff, but you know, they very quickly pivoted away from Hulk versus the US Army. That was great for like 4 years, you know, plenty of conflict there, you know, a lot of internal struggle, Jekyll and Hyde stuff. But at the end of the day, when a tank shell just goes blink to a Hulk armor, what is Sam Wilson going to do to Red Hulk? He's gonna shoot his pistols, send his non-vibranium wings at them. Maybe they are vibranium now. And then you have this shot in the film, the trailer, and the I did a lot of the posters. He's blocking Red Hulk's punch, and we're just like, oh yeah, that non-super soldier Sam Wilson, he totally stands a chance against Red Hulk. I mean, it looks like they're getting Gus Fring from Breaking Bad, who gets typecast to hell and back. I don't even care to think about the actor's real name because he's just Gus Fring in every single role. He's back and he's probably the real antagonist villain, and we're going to do a redemption arc for Red Hulk because, I mean, he's the general, I forget his name, who was always against the Hulk in the original Hulk movies and Hulk comics, and then he eventually became General Fawn? No, not Fawn. Fawn's from Disney Star Wars. TH something. Thaddeus? No, Thaddeus is some evil villain guy. I mean, this guy's evil villain too. It's not important. Not important what his name is. He'll probably spam it down below. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Move on. Anyway, him, you know, he's gonna end up being, you know, a villain of the Heart of Gold. You know, he's the president after all. Seriously, how did he become president? Couldn't we have a movie about that? Maybe this is the movie about how Red Hulk became president. In the comics, Green Goblin became president for a little bit, and that's what caused Civil War 1 or Civil War 2, because he was the one that was like, you gotta have the secret identity registration with the US government. And then they were like, no, how dare you, and they had the fight. I mean, they could be going down that route again, but they already did their Civil War film. Anyways, this is going further and further away from the point. Target audiences are important. This is me, like, ranting and raving about these things, like, this is really the right thing to do. And just having one person in your team ask that, and then you actually listening to that one person who asked these questions and going, you know what, Frank, you might be right. We don't always agree with you, Frank, but this time we're gonna take it under advisement what you're saying. You're saying that maybe if our target audience is going to be pretty much white 40-year-old comic nerds, that maybe we should draw something that they're more excited about. Now, there's plenty of people that actually take this advice on hand, and they do quite well. Looking at Helldivers 2, Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2, Warhammer 40k Secret, what was it called? Secret Level, I think it is on Amazon. That episode's fantastic. Like, there's lots of things that these 40-year-old white nerds really want. But no, go after the much smaller black gay female audience. Because that's what it seems like they're going after. We have Naughty Dog's new game, who happens to have a black female, presumably gay character. I'm assuming it's gay. I don't know for sure, but I mean, unless she has alopecia, you don't usually shave your head when you're a lady. Even black ladies don't always go for the head shaving thing unless there's like a specific reason to. There are much better hairstyles out there for them, and they look great in them. The bald angle for about 70% of head shapes make you look like you're an alien. That's why guys are always super nervous about losing their hair, because they know more than likely they're going to look like an absolute freakazoid with no hair. I mean, there's a few, you know, Jason Statham's out there, but that's the few. A lot of them look like George from Seinfeld. The shrinkage, man, the shrinkage. So what I'm trying to get at in this video is, it's the end of the year. I think we all need to come back to the table and say, let's stop this blind going down this narrow tunnel, believing that we know best because we're in the position that had money in the past, but we may not have money in the future. But it's alright, we have backings of a bigger company that'll just sort out our financial problems. But it turns out big corporations can't keep taking hits forever. They can't ride off taxes for the rest of days. They can't keep making losses. They have to make profit at some point to offset all these losses. They can't keep taking these hits. And so we're going to find, if they keep going down this road, more closures, more people losing their jobs, and more hatred in the industry because they'll believe that it's the audience's fault. It's not the audience's fault that you didn't make a game or a movie or a TV show for them. It's your fault. You're the one who's the creator. You have to go out and meet your audience. You have to go to them and ask them, what do they want? What do they need? Now, they may not know what they want. They may not know what they need, but you can learn from what they have to say. And if they come up to you and say, hey, I want to see a sexy lady to the nines going out there and kissing the protagonist on the cheek and saying, you're the greatest, maybe take that under advisement, because there's a lot of people out there that don't get affluent, positive affirmation from their jobs. And if they get it in their video games or they get it from their spouses at home, that means a lot. You want to know the easiest way, if you're a female out there, to get a boyfriend? Go up to any guy you find remotely attractive and say, you're doing a great job, Tiger, keep it up. They'll fall in love with you instantly. Why do you think Mary Jane in the original Spider-Man was beloved by every single audience member out there? It wasn't because she was a hot redhead. It was because she kept saying, you go, Tiger, every time. That's all guys want to hear. It's not complicated. Even the ugly characters in these video games, if they were just appreciative to the target audience and said, you go, Tiger, that's all they would care about, and they would love it, and they'll play your games and they'll think they're the best thing ever. But there's a lot of hatred towards the audience instead, and this hatred cannot last. We don't want to dislike studios, we don't want to dislike video games, we want to like video games because guess what? Well, they like video games, we like video games. It's pretty simple. Anyway, it's at the end of the year. I felt this needed to be said. I know there's going to be dislikes in the video saying, no, you don't know nothing. You're just blah, 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 and blee, blee, blee. It's fine. I'm not here to propagate hate or schadenfreude at these people. I think you guys have a great chance of doing it. I think when it comes to specifically IGN, Vice Media, BuzzFeed, the major thing you need to do is stop hiring out of universities. These graduates are only there to look at you as a stepping stone. Now I say this like they're actually hiring these people. They're contracting them out for like 50 cents an article. No joke, by the way. Vice Media, especially Vice Media, sells their articles to their writers in inverted quotes, AI, for 50 cents an article. They get pennies. And it's only the staff writers that get anything, and the staff writers are just there because of usually nepotism, but they're also there to see it as like a stepping stone. They're there for like 6 months to a year, and then they hopefully can get picked up by a more political rag to cover political politics, because that's what they want to do. They want to make fun of the orange man and say he's bad. It's just how it is. But what you need to be doing is hiring people off the street. I think if you go hire dock workers to be your video game writers, video game reviewers, you'll get much more honest reviews. Hell, you know those fly in fly out miners? Those guys would give the most banging reviews for your products ever, because they know value of time, value of product, because they have to play over there when they fly out. They have nothing else to do. They come home from the work after doing like a 12-hour shift. They have like 4 hours until they have to go to bed and start working again in 8 hours time. They need something to do in that 4 hours, so they play video games, and they'll tell you exactly what they like about the video games that they play. And they play stuff like Genshin Impact. They play original PlayStation 2 games on their PlayStation 2. Usually it's like a tennis or a FIFA game, because those games hit their target audience perfectly. FIFA is a game that I personally have no interest in, but I know the people that play those games love the shit out of them, and they try to infect it to everyone else, and they go, no, it's not pay to win, you get all the players that you need for your team super easy. And they're telling the truth, but that they're super easy is like playing 50 hours a week. But they love their FIFA game because it's simple, the matches are really short, it's fun, they have clear dailies and stuff like that, very similar to Genshin Impact, but the target audience isn't college kids or preteens. Their target audience is instead people that do these fly in fly outs, have these long hour jobs, and when they get home they want to play a few matches once their kids go to bed, and so they play FIFA. And it fits in perfectly with their schedule. Their matches like, I think 10-12 minutes, which is perfect for them. Play a game, go do something else, come back, play another game, go do something else. Get those people to do your reviews for your games as your target audience. Find out what they want, and they'll tell you that we want really exciting short bursts of gameplay. And I think a video game out there that was released very recently, PoE 2, covers this quite well. It's very short, intense gameplay that you can put down whenever you want, especially the current version of PoE 2, where you just hit escape when you single player and it pauses the whole game state. Completely pauses it, so you can go back, go do whatever you have to deal with. I think it was Alana Pierce who said the infamous line, situational disability if referred it to kids. Hilarious, but we're going to use it here. When you have situational disabilities, having a pause button or having it be an incredibly brief sort of gameplay, that's what they want. I mean, one of the things that was lauded in Demon's Souls on the PlayStation 5 was when you went to the photo mode, it paused the game. I know we're way off topic here. We're almost at the end of the video, we're gonna ramble anyway. It has a pause mode with the photo mode, so you can literally go, oh, I'm in a terrible moment, hit the photo mode button and take a breather and go, alright, okay, everything's fucked, but I've paused the game. Let me look around this photo mode and see what I can see. Ah, there's my escape route right over there. Let me unpause. Oh, I'm dead. Anyway, that's it for this video. IGN, I'm sorry that you had to have layoffs again. It couldn't have happened to a worse group of people. It's a real shame. If you guys enjoyed this video, give it a like, give it a subscribe, share it with your friends, do all the things, have some fun with it. Have a good one. I will see you guys next time, and have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. G'day, goodbye.